Hi guys, it's Kelly from Cards by Christine here with you for Paper Pumpkin. We've reached the end of the month again. It is time for cake, which is the August 2024 Paper Pumpkin Kit. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited to be here. We have, like I said, reached the end of the month. I knew August was going to be a real tough month for me. I've made it through a lot of giant hurdles and a couple more to go, but keeping my head high because I've come a long way and September is in sight. Let's just leave it at that. So I hope all of you all are doing very well. Here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and a lot of the neighboring area is just extremely hot. And I guess not just hot, but humid. So it is not nice out. And my brother is cementing an approach to his house, and with that they drive right past my house to get to his house, and my uncles run the cement trucks and whatnot, so they are re-cementing the front stoop by my front door, and I just feel terrible. This is not great weather to be working outside, much less cementing. So dearie do, that is not fun, but what can you do? All right, so let's see if I can get the comments going. Oh yeah, I gotta find myself. I'm just not with it today. Let's see here. Ouchie, sorry guys. So, how is everyone doing? Summer is just about gone. Can you believe it? Back to school will be here before we know it. YouTube, where is YouTube? Social media, YouTube. Great. Anyone's kiddos or grandkiddos back to school already, or are we holding out to after the holiday? I know my boys, so I've got a 4-year-old who's going to be starting 4K, and I've got a 6-year-old who's going to be starting first grade. I can't believe it. They are starting after the holidays, so they've got just about a week to go, and I think they're ready for it. I don't think Jacob quite understands that he's going to be going to school this year, but he'll figure it out, and he's going to love it. He's such a personable young boy. He's going to make so many friends. It's going to be awesome. So, hello, Susan. Hi, Sherry, Randy, and Margene. It's beautiful, sunny, and 71 degrees in Wyoming. Oh, that sounds incredible. I think we've got at least one more day of this sticky, humid mess, but that's all right. Hello, Carrie. Thank you all so much for joining. I'm very excited to be on with you today. Haven't even peeked inside the box or peeked at any of the sneak peeks of what we've got. Time for cake. I'm guessing it's some birthday cards, but we will see. Oh, we got a little bit of cleanup to do here. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be great. Unfortunately, I've been so very busy. I have not really had much time to make any cards, so that's why I love having Paper Pumpkin with you guys. It gives me a monthly reason to work on cards. But I see in the future that on the horizon that's going to be changing, so I'm prayerful that that is the case, that I'll get some more time to make cards and enjoy this crafty hobby that we have. So I think without further ado, we are going to pop into the box and see what we're playing with today. Please comment if you are, well, okay, here, I'm doing a real bad job. If you are watching along, like the video and subscribe for sure. That would be helpful. And also definitely is engaging when you guys comment along, so I love to hear where you're from, share any thoughts about the cards, about any ideas on what to do with the cards. We will end with an alternative for this set. Oh my, okay, that's right. Once a year there is a free stamp set in addition to the set that comes with the kit. So just to let you know, as it stands, we have 5 unclaimed paper pumpkins. So if you missed out and want to cash in on this awesome set, email Chris. Any of the contact information down here, you can reach out to Chris, and you can claim one for yourself. So first of all, our Stampin' Spot is Night of Navy. Hope we're staying cool. Well, we're something. It's actually very temperate in the hive, so I'm very comfortable right now. Temperate, I should say. So this is the bonus free set, and this is an incredible set. So we've got numbers that are an inch tall. It's 1 through 0. The 6 and the 9 are the same. Oh, the 4's down here. But all the rest of the numbers are there. We've got a banner, and then the little add-ons like first, second, third, fourth. So that's the freebie stamp set. So that's a great set. And then here we have the set that coordinates with the kit. So we've got, these are candles. Oh, super cute. So the tallest candle is solid with polka dots. The middle candle is solid with florets. And then the shortest candle down here is striped and polka dotted. The same patterns make up 2 balloons. We also have an array that would come off of the wick of the candle. And then we've got some sentiments. Make a wish, celebrate, happy birthday, lost count, and it's time for cake. So awesome stamps that come with. And then let's see what we've got here. Ooh, this is a different color scheme than I was expecting, but I love it. Holy man. So we've got, okay. We are making 3 sets of 3 cards, and it looks like, I'll have to crack it open, but it looks like we've got some not photopolymer, silly. Looks like we've got some copper accent. Ooh, looking forward to the alternative. No pressure, right? We'll see what we can come up with this time. Okay, so we've got rose gold baker's twine. That is divine. I am a fan of that. We've got some mini dimensionals. All right, now here are the elements of the cards. So we've got, okay, holy shnikes. Ooh, the envelopes are all printed and all different. Oh my, that is very tempting for the who cuts up their envelopes. Got this card base. Oh, yep. So we do have some, it's not copper, it is rose gold elements. Oh my goodness. This is incredible. Okay, here's another card base. And then all sorts of different die punch outs. We've got some glue dots. I am making an absolute mess of all of this. Okay, so we've got some rose gold forks, and then balloons with rose gold foil, and then some candles that we'll stamp onto here. Wow, this is gorgeous. Like I said, at this point in time, we've got some extras. So reach out to Chris as soon as possible if there is something you'd like to claim. Now, these will be easier for you to see, but this is what we've got for the freebie stamp set. And then this is what we've got for the stamp set that came with it. Awesome card bases. I know, these are incredible. So we've got Make a Wish is, I'm going to try to organize these things. So Make a Wish is this card base with this envelope, and then the foldy little these things. So this is one set. Next, we have the floral interior of the envelope with the real blush colored card base. And that's where we're going to use the balloons. And then, last but certainly not least, we have the pinky envelope with the slice of cake, and these are cake slices. The slice of cake was cake slices. That makes sense. And then the Hooray goes with that as well. Ooh, these, okay, so these are laser cut, but they're laser cuts, adhesive sticky thingies. So that's going to be a treat. And then this is a variety of things for all the different cards. Very exciting. I'm a fan. I'm going to grab a few things very quick. All right, so for you Paper Pumpkin subscribers that have been here for the long haul, this is the spiel that you hear every single time, so it'd be a very appropriate time to go get a drink or have a potty break. But like I always say, the Paper Pumpkin kits are fully inclusive. So you do not need to worry about owning one single stamp or even a roll of tape, nothing. You don't need anything to get Paper Pumpkin, make these beautiful cards. So you saw that we started with a Night of Navy Stampin' Spot. This is what you would use to ink up your photopolymer stamps to stamp your imagery. Now, that being said, I always opt to bring in my classic stamping pad. And there's a couple of reasons for it. The classic stamping pad has a much larger stamping surface, and it is a foam stamp pad compared to the Stampin' Spot. And I'm going to just leave this sealed so that it doesn't, it won't dry out, but we'll probably give these away or something. But the Stampin' Spot has a smaller, it's about 1 inch by 1 inch stamping surface area, and the texture of that is fabric. So I prefer stamping on foam and having more room to breathe. So that's why I bring in. Now, that being said, it is not necessary. This is a luxury of being able to use the arsenal of supplies that we have. But if you don't have Night of Navy or you don't have any stamp pads, that is a-okay. So that's thing number one. And thing number two is the first time that you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you will receive an acrylic block. The acrylic block is what you use to peel off your photopolymer stamps and stick it to it. So stamps used to be pieces of red rubber attached to a wooden block. But since technology, we still have some red rubber stamps, but we've largely transitioned over to photopolymer stamps, and it's just more economical because you don't need to include a wooden block for each different image. So you can just peel it and stick it. This is a size D block, so every stamp you ever receive in a Paper Pumpkin kit is guaranteed to fit on this size D block, but this is another discretionary thing that I do. Hello, Amy. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Maria. Thank you as well for joining us. This D block that Stampin' Up! Sells in their catalog is slightly thicker. It also has rounded edges. It's a little more ergonomic to hold on to, but they both do the same thing. So the first time you subscribe, you will get this, which is all you need. But if you are a little bit more of an avid stamper, you absolutely can bring in your own supplies and use your own blocks. So there. Now, potty break is over. You can come back and the stamping shall begin. All right, so a couple walkthroughs on our instructions that I always like to do. If you flip it over, so here we have our coordinating die set. It is an add-on that's available while supplies last. So this floral die matched last month's Paper Pumpkin. The Hooray obviously matches this month's, and then in September we will have something that matches or coordinates with the leaf. These little die sets, they're very inexpensive, and they are really nice because as a person who likes to make alternatives, and for instance this Hooray, this is enough for 3 cards, well, we have 3 cards and then it's gone. If you really like a design or a layout that uses that, you can always use this die and cut out as many as you would like. The other things that I like to point out, here we have our lay flat of all of the things that I just walked through with you. Kit components contain supplies for 9 cards and 9 envelopes. And then the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So the colors that you see in front of you in all of the supplies that are laid out are Moody Mauve, Night of Navy, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Pretty in Pink, Wild Wheat, and then the Rose Gold. So those are just helpful things to keep in mind as we're making the things, and things that I like to keep in mind as I'm working with the alternatives, so that I can make a beautiful creation that matches the pieces that I am given. All right, enough of that. It is time to make some cards. So let's see which one they have us starting out with. I figured it would be this one. Okay, so we are starting with the, oh my, this is called, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, let's do it. I'm excited. So we are going to stamp. This is incredible. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. And that 44th one is falling off. 45, 6, 7, 8, 9. So technically, I think we'll be having 49 candles on this card. However, the sentiment that we are going to use is a lost count. I don't know, I just felt the need to count that all out for you. Okay, so we are going to use the tallest candle and the shortest candle. And then we're also going to stamp onto the loose candles. So I'm going to take off all of the things that we need, and then we will get stamping. Okay. I'll bring this in as well. So the first thing that they are showing us to do is to put the tall candle. Oh, sorry, that is not the tall candle. It is, let's see here. What did I just, it's funny. It's sitting right here. Okay, so it's not the tallest candle. It is the second tallest candle. I was like, I don't think the word's gonna fit. Okay, so we are gonna put the medium candle here-ish, and then the shorty candle here-ish, and then this will all fit on the same block. So I'm even gonna go ahead and put the lost count down here just so that it helps me space things out. I don't want to put this medium candle too close down there, so I'm just gonna arrange them all how I want it, and then hover my block over the top, push down, and stick them all on there. Okay, so that is where our stamps are going to be stuck. Okay, then we're gonna bring in our stamp pad. Just a second. Okay. Just need to touch base at home. So sorry for that delay. All right, but we are back at it. Okay, so now that all of the stamps are where we need and want them to be, I am going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Now, this might just be one of those things that's in my head, but I feel like the first time a stamp is used, it kind of has this like sticky residue on it. So I like to stamp some of that stickiness off. I personally believe that I get a more clean, crisp stamped image when I do that. And now because all of the stamps are mounted on the block exactly where I need them to be, I'm just going to go ahead and ink up the whole thing and then line it up. stamp it down and lift it up. I love it. It's perfect. Seeing as how I have this image all set up on my block, I may as well go ahead and stamp the quantity. It'll just be easier. One thing that I do as a best practice is I do always try to remember to clean my stamp right away. Especially don't want to make any unnecessary messes, but also it's good for your stamps to keep them clean. She's a little dry. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to take these stamps off. And then we're going to put the Fireburst on it. We are going to stamp that on the 2 candles and then also on 3 of the laser cut candles. So, anchor up. See, I forgot to stamp that one off. Now, another thing that is worth mentioning. So, Stampin' Up! With the paper pumpkin includes 1 Stampin' Spot per month. They never repeat the color over the course of 12 months. So it's a great way to build up your supply of ink colors. But another thing that's noteworthy is if you have additional I had this backwards. If you have additional stamping supplies, you can stamp whatever color you want. Obviously, Night of Navy is designed to work with all of the cards that we are creating today. But let's say you wanted this Fireburst to be Daffodil Delight or Wild Wheat, because Wild Wheat is the color that coordinates. You can stamp however you want, but we just go ahead and use the Night of Navy because that's what comes with it. All right, now the stressful part. Trying to line this up on here. So it's awesome because the rose gold is already on there, so you don't need to worry about that Fireburst. It's just getting the candle in there. And if I had to guess, 3 times 3 is 9. There are plenty of extras here in case you get one off or terribly off-centered. So have no fear. Stamping is supposed to be fun and not stressful. So if you are stressed when you are stamping, I don't want to say you're not doing it right, but maybe you need to step away for a minute and take a nice deep breath and get back to your happy place so that you can be enjoying your stamping experience. All right, see, even the pros aren't perfect. Got a couple, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I've got a couple of them that are definitely not centered. But all in, I'm pretty happy with what we did. All right, so as stated, I'm going to go ahead and clean off my stamp right away. And then we are going to get to the next step. Oh, and there's one more thing. This one is complicated. Not in a bad way. Okay, so again, there is one extra of this banner. So typically when we stamp things, they give us an extra in case we make a mistake, because it happens. Speaking from personal experience. Okay, make a wish. Hello from Honeybee's Stamping Hive in Central Florida. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so We're going to be stamping Make-A-Wish with the hole for the tag to the right. I feel as though this ink pad is not at its highest potency. It's ready to be re-inked. Wonder if there is another one. Oh, that one is crooked. See, that's why they give you an extra. Or, that's okay. We don't mind. All right, so I'm gonna get that one cleaned off and then we're gonna start assembling. All right, I'm gonna let the chamois soak for a little bit. But I still gotta get this guy cleaned off. Alrighty. Sorry, it's probably not helpful when my back is to the camera. Okay, let's get all the pieces back together and see what we're doing. I'm gonna punch out 3 of our candles. Okay. Now we're folding. So this looks a little chaotic. So let's figure out what we're doing. Okay, so we are I'm just trying to see where all the score marks are. I will do, okay. So now that I have it done, I'm going to show you what it looks like, which would help me. And then I'm going to share with you how I folded it. Also, I'm going to acknowledge that I was supposed to stick the little candles on it. So we are right justifying all of the folds. So that's a little atypical, not in a bad way, just was not what I was expecting. So let's open her back up. I'm going to put the candles on and then we can fold it again. So we're going to take our mini dimensionals and we are going to put 2 dimensionals on each candle. So one is going to go right up in the fireburst and one of them is going to go at the face of the candle. All right, so the first one is going to go centered, I should say, off kilter in this neck of the woods. The next one is going to go where this taupe colored polka dot candle meets the sun/sunflower candle. And then the third and final one, let my brain catch up. My brain is not quite perfectly with it. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here. And then last but certainly not least, our third guy. Is going here. Let's get our dimensional on it. All right, so we're putting it in between the 2 pink candles. Roughly like that. That's a lot of candles. You cannot see what I'm doing. Okay, so the first candle is getting stuck here. Second one, we skip a panel, and it goes by the taupe and the sunflower. Third one is on the large panel between these two pinky ones. Then we're going to fold from the right in. So we're going to fold where the white meets the navy. We're going to fold a valley fold and then a mountain fold. So that's going to match up with the end of the paper. Then another valley fold, and then another mountain fold. And that is what you get. Set that on there for now. Move on to the next direction. Ooh, now we're going to get some twine. Which is all fun and great. There it is. I was like, except for I don't know where I put it. So, if you've never noticed before, there is a handy dandy ruler on the side of our instruction sheet. So we can go ahead and, oh, this is the hardest part. Find the starting point of our twine. Oh boy. You guys. Oh, I found it. There it is. Okay. Oh, thank you for your patience. Okay, so. Oh, hello, Elaine. Thank you for joining us. You can measure, 18 inches is the length of the entire instructions, but any cut of ribbon, for any of our paper pumpkin kits, you can measure along the edge of our instructions, which is a handy dandy tool. Okay, so then what we are doing with this is we are going to tie it around this consortium that we just made. So I'm going to slip it under, and then we are going to roll that guy off, and we're going to tie a bow. Oh, goodness. We're going to tie a bow with the Make-A-Wish tied on it. That's going to be a schmiddle bit of a challenge. So I'm going to just tie it first, and then I'm going to grab my reverse tweezers. So a reverse tweezers, let's see if I can show this, is always closed, and then when you squeeze it, it opens, and then when you let go, it closes back down. So that's going to help hold my knot there while I get my Make-A-Wish and string it on, and then figure out how I'm going to best do a bow. So then I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to keep it a little loose so it still has some movement to it. And then I'm just going to tie the bow. Now I will say this, bows are not, I don't want to say not my favorite. I love bows, but I'm not the best at tying bows. Sometimes bows show me who's boss. So there is that, but that's not too bad. So I'm going to call that a win. And then I'm going to bring my ribbon scissors back in and trim the tails just a tiny bit. So for those of you that are not very strong at tying bows, like I just admitted that I wasn't, there is not a ton of extra here. I don't know if there's much extra on the spool, but if you struggle with tying bows, either your bow is going to have to be just a smidge smaller, or you might want to measure out and see how much you can give yourself for extra, because I didn't really have anything excess to cut off. Okay, then flip her over, and there's a beautiful illustration here of where we are going to be putting our glue dots. So I'm going to start by putting 3 on top and 3 on bottom of the ribbon. It's going to make a nice channel there for that ribbon to be in. Okay, and then we're going to put 4 corner ones as well. Okay, now this is getting mounted to our card base. That's not really a base, it's kind of just a card-sized mat because this is our card. I mean, it's all going to come together to be a card, but you know what I mean. All right, so now you get to peel dimensional backs off for days. And then that gets stuck, and your card is finished. So now this gets just put on centered. Yep, centered left to right, top to bottom. And there's your beautiful card. I love it. I don't love that it's not straight. Oh, it's homemade. It's a little crooked, but that's a-okay. What do you think? This is a fancy dancy card. I could absolutely see making more cards like this layout. That is so cool. Obviously, let's see here. How long is this? It would have to be altered at least minorly because this is 13.5 inches. So obviously the largest sheets that we have are 12 by 12 for our DSP. But I could absolutely see doing something similar with a piece of 12 by 12. Very cool. Okay, so those pieces now are going to get moved to the side. And we'll move this off to the side as well. Okay, next we have our piece of cake with pieces of cake. This one, we need, okay, so let's punch out. Awesome card. It is gorgeous, Elaine. I agree. I forgot to ask at the beginning, how many people watching along tonight are Paper Pumpkin subscribers and or if you're a subscriber through Cards by Christine, much appreciation to you. Obviously, we love everybody, but ordering through our shop helps keep all of these shows available and free. Plus, the card kits are amazing, so that's great as well. Okay, then we need one of our, oh, just kidding. Okay, so now this, there are still 3 extras in the end, but one of the sets of extras that I thought were actually going to be used on this card. Okay, so It's Time for Cake is getting stamped on a pink banner. I should specify a straight pink piece, not the banner piece with the pink accents. Okay, so here we have It's Time for Cake. Let's get that stamp out.
You are doing a great job, I hear.
Oh, thank you.
Because you sold 2 pumpkins.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
So, I stated that there are pumpkins up for grab, and that's still true.
I think that there were 5 to start, and now
There
I've got
were
2.
So a couple people have reached out to Chris already grabbing some of these kits, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And there are still a couple left. So if you're not sold yet, you still got a little bit of time, but don't delay.
Right on.
Okay, so It's Time for Cake. So let's get that mounted. And then we are going to get our stamp pad back out. We are shooting for this piece right here. Again, they gave you 1 extra just in case you get crooked or have a bad stamped image and want a second chance.
I love that you're using the blanket.
I know.
It's cold in here.
It's cold in here, but it's hot outside.
Mm-hmm. You can tell people that we're ready for the showcase on Wednesday. All the cards for September are finished.
Woohoo! All the cards for September are finished, which means I get to photograph them, and you'll be seeing cover photos soon. And then even sooner than that, you guys will get to see them in the showcase, which will be on Wednesday. So very exciting. Love Paper Pumpkin. Absolutely, we love Paper Pumpkin.
Do you want to show the escape cards when you're done?
Sure, I can do that.
They're hottest off the press.
Hottest off the press.
And I've got monthly credit ready to photograph.
Amazing.
I'll set them over here. And all of the escape cards will be here. Now, I know you don't necessarily know the names of things.
I don't.
But I've got where things are going to be, like the
Amazing.
post-it. As you show them off, you can take the post-it note off and then put it back on. That's for you, for a guide for you.
Perfect.
I'll just set them over here if you remember
Amazing.
to do it.
I
And
will.
Somebody watching will remind you.
Yes, so I've got a
that-
sneak peek for the escape cards. So if I forget when we get to the end, remind me and I'll show them off.
Perfect. 9 cards.
9
Boom.
cards. Dang. That's exciting.
Oh, yes. Is this little chamois was a little bit...
Oh yeah, it was,
Oh, man.
she was hard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ink.
That is okay. So we've got our cake here. Let's go ahead and fold. This time we actually have a card base, so we need to fold it and burnish it. I'm gonna get your bone folder out and give it a nice crisp edge.
This is ready for you.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, for the time being, we can put that off to the side. We need to punch out our layers of cake, might be what we call them. I'm gonna flip them over and put some adhesive on the back. So the kit comes with glue dots, and here are illustrations of where they advise for the glue dots to go. Admittedly, I am not a glue dots gal. I love myself some liquid glue, so I'm going to opt to use liquid glue. But again, if you don't have that supply or really like glue dots, what you need comes in the kit, and you can use whatever your heart desires. Now, the order of these from top to bottom, I think I want to start with, well, not the middle. That's a terrible place to start. So the bottom is going to be this brown color with the pink flowers on it. It can be absolutely any order that you want, but this is, I'm just going to go with how they have it designed. One unintended side effect of liquid glue is that you can place them down and then shimmy them if you need or want to space them out a little differently, because I did not space them completely perfectly, which is fine. Okay, so that gets our slices of cake into our cake. And then we also need to put on, oh, I forgot the fork. Don't forget the fork. Now, the rest of these things are all put on with the mini dimensionals. So we'll take that, we'll take our sentiment, and we'll take our candle, and we'll get out our dimensionals for that. Dun, 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 dun. Right in front of me. Okay. Ooh, excited to see the escape project. See, Deb is not going to let me forget. Thank you, Lynn. Excited that you're here. Not a big deal that you're late. Obviously, you can catch the first card in the replay. Okay, so we are going to put 3 dimensionals on the sentiment. We are going to put 2 dimensionals on the fork. So one at the tippy top and then one just above the prongs. And then for our candle, we're going to put 1 in the flame, and we are going to put 1 on the base of the candle. Okay, So now I'm going to start by putting the candle on first. That's just going to go on top of the frosting in the hereabouts region. I'm next going to put down the fork because that's kind of alone on its own island as well. So that's going to go down here on the plate, kind of at an angle. Ah! So the fork is a very thin section to it, and it looked like it was bending, so I didn't like that. Okay, so there's the fork. And then next is it's time for cake, and that's going to go straight on top of the diagonal piece of cake. So that's kind of a little confusing, but it's going to look something like this. So the pieces of cake are kind of tilted, and then the it's time for cake is going to be straight with the top and bottom of the card base. Then we've got Hooray. Now this is a sticker, so very carefully peel it off. It is a very thin die, but it is a sticker. And the Hooray is going to nest on the white strip of cake. So I'm going to very gently lay it down, but what I'm trying to focus on is getting the descender of the Y in the peachy part of the cake, and then the two O's in Hooray are going to be just at the bottom of that white piece of cake. So we're gonna locate it that we've got white, white, and white cake peeking through these areas. So that's the goal there. Obviously it can go however you want, but that's what I was shooting for. Now, the previous card I did not do any Stella, and there is so much going on there, not in a bad way, that I don't think I'm going to. However, on this card, again, there's a lot going on. It's not that it needs it, but I'm going to go ahead and put Stella on the white frosting. I think that might just be a nice little touch to add. For those of you that don't know, Stella is a controlled glitter pen. It comes out of like a alcohol type mixture. And it's wonderful because glitter, it's not loose glitter that can get everywhere. And it kind of just like magically sticks to the surface that you're brushing it on. It is incredible. Okay, so there we go. Now we have beautiful sparkly frosting. I'll see if I can show that off. It is very hard to capture the essence of Stella. So like that's still drying, and that's why you can see it a little better. But it's very hard to capture the essence of Stella on the camera. Okay, so we have 2 cards done. Let's move these supplies out of the way. And last but most certainly not least, we've got our balloons. Okay, so we've got the light pink card base coming in. We also have the balloon mat coming in. And then we have our white banner with pink accents, and we are going to be stamping Happy Birthday. We're also going to be stamping a couple of balloons. This is fun. I'm a fan of this. So now, the photopolymer stamp here is curved. But what I like to do is I like to lay it where I want it, because the stamp itself is curved, but you also can manipulate it as you stick it on the block, which is a good and a sometimes not so good thing. So lay it where you want it. And then grab your block and pick up the stamp. Which just so happens to pick up the scanner. I'm going to stamp off the stickiness. Okay. That can get out of here too. Alright, and because I have the stamp all lined up, again, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp them all out. Again, we've got an extra for boo-boos. I did not stamp the sentiment from the last one, so that's the only thing that's not stamped, but that's okay. Alright, let's get the chamois. And then and pop this out. Okay, then we need to pop out some balloons and we need to stamp some balloons. Oh my gosh, this rose gold foil is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to take the balloon stand. There's two of them. One of them is kind of diagonally and one of them is kind of floral. And we are going to stamp two of each. So up in the upper left corner where there is a mauve balloon, we're going to take the floral balloon and stamp that. And then we're also going to stamp that down in the bottom where there is a blue balloon. Then the stripy balloon is going to be stamped in the bottom left, kind of all by itself. And then in the top, just in from the right. Very cute. Okay, now I'm going to take just a minute to put all of my stamps back because I didn't put any of them back and now it's a little bit of a chaotic mess. So if you're stamping along with me, take this as your opportunity to catch up or get organized because I'm not organized. You know what? And I'm committing a like stamping crime. I need to close this ink pad so I don't make a mess. Alright, so they give you this diagram which helps you place everything back, which is very helpful because I'm guessing there's not real many ways that these all fit on here. So I remember the little stamp, or the little candle was in the corner. Look at that. It's like a puzzle. Boom. Okay. Okay. Now, we have a lot of sticking to do. So, we are going to just kind of scouring the instructions here. Okay, several things. I want to Stella on this card. I don't know if it's probably not necessary because of all of the foil detail that's coming. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little Stella on all of the balloons. However, I am going to not Stella the balloons that are stamped. That is a discretionary thing. I would like to do it, but because this Stella is running low and I'm kind of massaging the Stella into the image more than I typically would, I don't want to smudge the ink of the stamped images. So that's just a disclaimer as to why I'm not doing that. Okay, so that's that. And I remembered to do it before everything was stuck down. Round of applause. Okay, so next we are going to put dimensionals on the back of this. Here is a diagram of how all of the adhesives are suggested to be used. I'm going to use more dimensionals on this section than suggested because I don't want it to sag, and it's a pretty big piece. Uh-oh, my alarm. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and find those dimensionals. I'm going to go 4 along the top and bottom and then 3 in the middle. Okay, now, before I peel those off, I'm going to close and burnish the card base. Then I'm going to take all the little stickies off. Flip that over, and this just gets centered on the card base. Okay. Then we are going to layer some balloons. So our suggestion for how to adhere these are 3 dimensionals going vertically on the largest balloon and 2 dimensionals going vertically on the 2 smaller balloons. So here's that one. Okay, so that's what those look like. Now, I'm going to stick the largest balloon on first because that one is centered. We are going to keep it about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch from the bottom. Next is the pink balloon, which is just off to the right of that, in the upper region. And then finally we have the goldish colored balloon off to the left. Now I'm going to tuck that under the large balloon, and it's going to go roughly there. Oh, look at that foil. That is wonderful. Okay, now we got a little tricky trick up our sleeves. We are going to put a dimensional on each of the banner ends. And then either we're gonna put our glue dots or some liquid glue in the middle. Okay, and that is because we are sticking it to this largest balloon, which is already up on dimensionals, but the tails are not going to hit that, so we don't want the tails to sag, and that's why we're going to go ahead and do it accordingly. So just center that, and then flip the tails down, and you've got our last card. It's gorgeous. So, so pretty. All right. I'm going to clean up my dimensional backs because they get everywhere. And then, oh my gosh. Okay, yep, they flooshed. I'm going to bring all of the cards we made back into the frame. Feel free to give me feedback as to which your favorite is or how you feel about the set, if you are looking to get one, or if you did get one. Just love to hear it all, get some feedback while I pick up my dimensional backs. Okay. Oh no, where did all my chats go? I'm waiting for feedback and my chats are all gone. Oopsies. Technology, I tell ya. And guess what? There's still more dimensional backs. Silly, silly. All right. Okay, we're back. Holy man. They are all super. Really hard to pick like all of them. I know. They're gorgeous. Now, the funny thing is, to me, this is a bit of an atypical color scheme. There's a lot of very vintagey colors going on, but then we've got the pop of navy, which navy's not vintage, but navy's just navy. And then this very soft pink. It's just very unique color combination, but it works so great. And then you pop that rose gold in there. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so those are our cards. Now, we need to come up with an alternative. And I'm telling you, I got some things to work with, but I'm not the most inspired. So, let's see what we can do. And I don't mean that in a negative way. This is going to be a stamping on the fly. Absolutely. Great to have a handy supply of birthday cards, for sure. Everyone has a birthday. And let me tell you, everyone loves handmade cards. So, it is such a blessing to be able to send someone a handmade card for their birthday. Let them know that you're thinking of them and that you care. It's such a beautiful thing. So, now, I try to always work with what I have in front of me. Obviously, I'll bring in some additional things, but I really want to focus on using what came in the kit to make something different for those of you that either aren't inspired by the kit, even though we're getting tons of positive feedback. So I think the kit was a hit, that's for sure. But that is what I try to do when I am seeking to do an alternative. So one thing that my avid viewers know is that when an envelope comes with some design on it, it is eligible for the chopping block, I should say. So now I'm looking at things about these cards and looking for where I can make more bang for my buck. And the envelopes are an obvious starting point for me because I personally believe that envelopes are very likely to hit the recycling bin. Now, that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you cannot use decorative envelopes. It just means that me, as a frugal person, that's something that I'm looking at thinking, ooh, I could do something with that. Oh, happy birthday, Deb. Oh my goodness. Congratulations on another trip around the sun. Thank you for being an incredible member of the Be Happy Stampers and the community here at Cards by Christine. We appreciate you so much, and I hope you enjoy this little special birthday shout out. And look, I made you some birthday cards. So, here we have 3 basically pieces of DSP. So we've got patterns printed on the inside of these envelopes. So that is a real natural place for us to get some freebies, as I might say. So there we go. There are 3 very different designs. I could see this being an incredible design for a teenager or for a, elementary, middle schooler, for a birthday card. This is very, I don't know if Baroque is quite the right word, but it's a word that's coming to mind. Would be great for a vintage birthday card. 70? Deb, I would have never guessed that. That is even a milestone. So you know what? We're going to make a 70th birthday card right here, right now for Miss Deb Norman. So, Deb, don't peek, but don't stop watching. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these cards out of the proverbial way, as a way of speaking. Okay, now, I'm not choosing this one. It's not speaking to me. I am undecided on if I'm choosing this one or that one or both of them or neither of them, but it's going to be one of them. We are going to be stamping 70th, and let's see here. Happy birthday. It's time for cake. Lost count. Well, we didn't lose count. You're not beyond counting. And I'm thinking we're going to do Make-A-Wish. I'm leaning this way for now. So let's see what we come up with. I'm going to do navy because navy is the name of the game here. Knight of Navy. Knight of Navy is just a color that you cannot go wrong with. I'm thinking all sorts of different thoughts. So let's see what... We're going to start throwing things down and see what stick. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a vertical open card. So that is going to be cut at 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. Deb, I knew all along it was your birthday. I was just, doing this for cinematic purposes. Just kidding. I'm kind of in the eye of the tornado right now, and there's a lot, just going on around me. Tomorrow is going to be a challenging day for me. I'm not going to say much more than that, but any extra love and prayers that you could send my way would be much appreciated. More to come on that. Maybe at next month's Paper Pumpkin. Maybe I'll be beyond the chaos. Who knows? We can pray, right? Okay, so I didn't do a perfect job of scoring that. So I'm just going to trim a schmiddle bit off the bottom. Okay, so there we go. Knight of Navy base. Now I'm also going to bring in probably basic white. And I'm also going to trim this down, of course. So let's bring the schnipper back in. Okay, I'm going to have to further trim this down. But for the time being, I'm going to take the flap off and then cut the piece loose, and then I will cut the... Oh, that is not straight. So, I love the look of this thicker border. I'm kind of like channeling the this that we got going on. So I'm thinking of doing Okay, so 4 1/4. Where's my white? La da da da. Okay. Wow. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's see here. 3 3/4. By 5. It's going to give us that thicker mat. This paper's got a little curve to it. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Okay, then I'm going to trim the white off of this. Now I haven't decided how I'm going to use this yet, but I have an idea. So let's just trim the white off of it first. So I don't think I want to, oh my goodness, guys, I forgot the last step of this birthday card. We're supposed to tie a little bow. My bow tying skills have been put to the test already today, but just for you guys, I'll do it. So I think it was an 8-inch piece of ribbon. So there probably is not a whole ton of extra. On the first card I was talking about, you know, maybe measuring out some extra, but now you need 8 inches for this. I think it was 8. I probably should have double checked. And we're gonna go ahead and tie this around the base of the balloon. I feel like I always tie my bows upside down, so bear with me. I think I'm gonna, on purpose, tie this upside down because I think how I tie bows, it will end up perfect. So I don't know what I do, but it's backwards, I guess. I'm just gonna kind of tighten it, but also shorten it, and then trim off, again, a tiny bit of excess. And boom, sorry, forgot about that. Oh, guys. There you go. Oh, thank you so much, Deb. Tomorrow's going to be a day. Okay, this keeps moving on me. All right, so now we've got these. Okay, so this is going to be like this, and then I've got this. And it is, I love the width. Obviously, okay, so we could go something like this and get just a smidgen of a peak behind it, which that in its own way is very beautiful, but not what I'm going for. I don't think. I don't know what I'm going for, to be honest with you. So this is 5 1/4. Okay, I think I'm gonna cut it into, here's the problem. Once you cut, there's no uncutting. I'm gonna cut it into 1 1/2. I'm gonna cut it into 3 1 1/2 inch strips. There is gonna be a little extra. I didn't want to have to do the math to figure out exactly how much I needed to cut each of them to be. Okay, so I'm not gluing anything yet because I'm not committed to this. I like that it's a vertical open card. I think that's a nice small detail. And then I'm planning on doing something like cascading. I mean, that doesn't look half bad. Something like that. That could work. Okay. something like that. I have a feeling I'm going to glue the white down and I'm going to dimensionalize the strips. And then I'm going to, oh, maybe I should do happy birthday on the banner. And then 70. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, there are so many options. Or I could do, okay, I think I'm going to follow this next idea. So I think I'm going to start gluing things down, and actually I'm going to glue these strips down. I'm not going to put them on dimensionals. I'm going to put faith in a different plan. All right, here we go. Time to make the magic happen. Okay, perfect. I don't do great at random, so this is challenging. Okay, so this, and then this, and then this. This one in the middle. Something like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring back the basic white. Okay, make a wish. There's a hair on it, or fuzz. Don't want that. Okay, make a wish. And then 70. Oh, I need to raise that up a little bit. $70 is such a big number. Just kidding. All right, so I love photopolymer stamps because I can see exactly where I'm putting it and whether it's straight or not. And more times than not, it's not straight, but it's straight enough. Okay, so let's go ahead. Ooh, see, remember that stickiness I was talking about? It literally just tore up the paper. Okay, here we go. Got an idea. I'm running with it. Oh. It is not a big number. I was just giving you a hard time, Deb. Oopsies. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Goodness. Cannot get all the ink off of it. Okay, so now I'm going to border this with a thin border of navy. So I need to get a scrap. Oh, would this happen to... That's perfect. It's just a hair too wide, but I can trim that down. This is why we keep scraps. Okay. I'll let that dry so that I don't smudge it. And then I'm going to trim it. I love that this came with numbers because I love sending personalized cards. So either cards that are inspired by what the recipient does or like this one is personalized to the extent that it is how old she is. So very, very cool. Okay, so now the next part of my plan is to stamp some candles. Cause make a wish, you gotta put some candles on there. Okay, so I feel like I'm going to, oops. Well, here I am, not putting my stamps away. Naughty, naughty. Okay, I'm going for a quantity of candles, so like I'm not worried about how they're looking on the sheet, because I'm gonna just trim them out. So I'm just gonna lay out my stamps on a diagonal on the block. Oh, my comments went away again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hopefully this is not too much navy, because now it's getting to be a lot of navy. I thought the stamp with the tallest candle was a little curved on the carrier sheet. I tried to make it straight, but it still looks curved. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to use. I'm not going to make 70 of them, though. I will put that disclaimer out there. Oh. All right, now let's make it. Put the candles back. Put the Make-A-Wish back. Already put the 70 back. Just killing it. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring my cutter in and I'm gonna start trimming these. Hey. This is very nerve-wracking. Oh, goodness. All right. Now I'm going to get my paper scissor and just do a little hand trimming. They get so skinny, it's hard to put them in the paper cutter whether it be the guillotine or the sliding blade. It's hard enough to cut them with a scissor. Here's my crooked one. So fortunately they're just rectangles with a little bit of a rectangular wick, so nothing too complicated. This is the kind of fussy cutting I can handle. Okay. Candles galore. It's not that difficult, so like I shouldn't need to concentrate, but I'm struggling to talk because I'm concentrating. Oh, silly. Okay, couple more. My phone is being very silly. Oh boy. I have inherited a cat. Hello. Say hello to our furry friend. Making a nest in the light box, which I will have to shoo him out of because I need to take some pictures of some beautiful cards, my dearest. Just inspecting, making sure this card is A-okay. Oh, I left some water in the sink. Yup. Okay, again, one more thing to take care of on the home front. Mom's watching the kiddos. And my son is on a medicine and he does not like it. So on the way, I mean, I get it, but you still gotta take it. But I did think there was an opportunity for the pharmacists to flavor it. So I took it with me and Mom's like, where's the medicine? Forgot to tell her that I took it with me to get it flavored. So hopefully that will make it a little more tolerable for him. Okay, now I have all sorts of little schnibbles. Oopsies. So. Oh no, had myself paused. I am having technology issues. And oh my goodness, look outside. It's like almost dark. Ah, fall's coming. I mean, the weather here sure does not feel like it, but. Okay, so now I'm going to, oh no, where's the tear and tape? Okay, tear and tape has found an alternative home for the day, so now I'm going to use liquid glue. So I'm envisioning that this is going down here-ish, and then that these candles are going to be protruding from it. And oh goodness, I'm going to throw up my hands and say a prayer. We're going to flip it over, and it's going to be a surprise for us all when we flip it back over. They have not started school yet, so my kiddos start the Tuesday after the holiday. So we've got a little bit of time yet. Not a ton. It's gonna go fast. But they've got a little bit to go. Let's see here. Kind of cute. That'll work. Okay, now I don't have tear and tape, so what I am going to do is, let's see, okay. My back caught up to live. Okay, I think I'm back to live. I'm having technology issues to boot tonight. Okay, so I'm gonna go and put a piece of tape down to kind of keep them somewhat securely in place. Yes, so my kiddos go to a parochial school, literally a mile from my house. It's a beautiful thing, but it does not have air conditioning. Some of the rooms have little air conditioning units in them. I don't think all of them do, and I don't know if his room is one that does or doesn't. But yeah, so it gets hot. Okay. Now I need some dimensionals, so I'm going to do a little tricky trick and cut off the bottom here. Thank you! I am a fan of how this beautiful card is coming together for the beautiful Deb Norman. Hello from Maine. Ooh, I have always wanted to go to Maine. Okay, and then I'm going to put just a couple of dimensionals on a couple of the candles because I don't want them to sink. Especially these really tall ones. Maybe a couple more, I don't know. More's better, right? I'm indecisive. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I am going to stick this down and then I'm going to give you a little spiel. Okay, so I put it about 1/8 of an inch up, so it's not anchored to the bottom. It's still in the blue, but it's not quite up to the white. So there's that. Now I'm going to go look for some embellishments. Bear with me. All right, let's see what we have to play with. Adhesive backed sparkle gems. Those sound incredible. Let's see. There's not a ton of them. But there appears to be enough of them. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to think of this. But I think what I'm going to do is put a rhinestone at the top of each of the candles. I don't know. It's an idea. Although I don't know that silver is the right color. Let's go with the rosy gold ones. I just don't know how to make it look like they're lit, which obviously this is not lit, lighting them. It's something. Anyone with a better idea, please comment. All ideas are welcome here. You know what? It's an absolutely one-of-a-kind card. For the one-of-a-kind Deb Norman. Oh, I missed one. I was going to say a candle for each 10 years, but there's 8 candles, so it almost worked out, but it didn't. Oh, it's kind of cute. One more thing I want to do is, I always think of this, or like it always feels like it should be done, and then I'm done, and then I didn't do it. I think I'm going to put Stella on the centers of the starbursts. Oh boy, got a lot of things going on up here. Boom! Oh. There we go. We will call that a completed card. I'm going to go, so yeah, obviously there's a little bit of white border around. I'm just going to snip the white border off the top of the wick so it looks like the flame embellishment thing is coming out of the candle. It's silly, but I'm doing it anyways. There we go. What do we think? Do we love it? I hope we love it. Aw, it's cute. So, I'm going to put my stuff away and bring all of the cards back into the frame. Thanks, Lynn. Let's see here, all right, so here are all of our birthday cards. Lots and lots of birthday cards today. I feel like I cannot find the cover for my Take Your Pick tool. So, whoopsies. I have an idea. Even though the card is done, isn't this how this happens? Oopsies, I put the Stella in the wrong spot. I think I put all these tools in the wrong spot. Whoops-a-daisies. All right. Enjoy the beautiful cards for one more second while I look for one more thing. It just didn't feel complete. I mean, I love it. There's nothing wrong with it, but but there's no ribbon on it. And this ribbon is navy and gold. And dare I say we have navy and gold on this card. And dare I also say it wouldn't be complete without the lamb technique. Now, with how crazy this is all jolly schlopped together, I don't think I can lift this up because there's dimensionals behind every single one of these, okay, most of these candles. And I don't know, oh, I put long strips of dimensionals there. So I don't want to risk tearing it. So if we were doing the lamb technique, I'd be weaving this back and forth behind there. Oh, I also don't have a tear and tape. Okay, this is tear and tape is a necessity for this. So we're gonna grab one out of the reserve kit. This is gonna be an experiment for sure. I'm gonna stick a piece of tear and tape to this piece of acetate that the that just came off of this ribbon. And then I'm gonna pretend to do the lamb technique on that and then see if I can peel it off and shimmy it beneath. Wish me luck. Okay, and I want this is funny. And then I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape on the top. And then I'm going to see if it works to peel this back off. And shove this under there. Oh my goodness gracious. You guys, I'm crazy. This is a crazy idea. It appears as though it's crazy enough to work, though. All right, take two. Oh my gosh, I kind of love it. Now, where did that little... Here we go. Here we go. Brave girl. Look it worked. 0 out of 10 would advise this in a normal scenario. If you love this alternative, just do it the right way and do it ahead of time. But for those of us that craft on the fly, it is doable to do it after the fact. Okay. We're improvising. All right. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. Well, that's funny. I was trying to do it that was at the top, and it didn't work that way. It ended up at the bottom anyways. Haha. Okay, shimmy that in. Uh-oh. I must be hitting the dimensional. Sure am. Okay. Take two, shimmy that in. Shove a little harder so you don't see it. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. It worked. There. Now it's complete. All right. Last minute addition. There. Now we're done. Now what do you think? Obviously, the numbers came with the free stamp set that is available with this month's Paper Pumpkin. We do still have 3 available. So if you love the cards, if you love the alternative, if you love the stamps, if you love the free stamps, reach out to Chris. Here's her contact information. And we will set one aside for you and figure out how to get it to you. Happiest birthday wishes going out to our very own Deb Norman. Thank you for joining us on your birthday. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day, whether it's your birthday or not. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs your way. Deb, the birthday girl, was quick on the draw, and I saw a comment about the escape cards. So, yes, I'm showing the escape cards. I hope I didn't trick y'all. So, okay. Drum roll, please. Thank you for your patience as I played a little fast one on ya. We've got the escape cards. So this is for our true diehards who stuck through the craziness. Okay, so I have not even seen these yet. So this is a hot take on all of them. So we've got these beautiful, I don't have a green thumb, so someone who knows flowers can tell me what kind of flowers these are. But wow. And then look at these, what kind embellishments? They are gold, yellow in tone, but has some gold in them. And then, oh, look at that. I love that off-colored. And then wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. This is kind of just like a shadow over there. So cool. Okay, so that's the first one. Move this. Okay. Then we've got, oh my gosh, these are incredible. Sending love your way. Look at this beautiful die. Holy man, that is exquisite. It looks like it's maybe 2 dies with some perforation on it and then a little bit of some floral stamping. Very pretty. Love the color tones here. Okay. Then we've got, ooh, look at this plaid tree. That's fun. A very Merry Christmas. I love how that's stacked to kind of look like a Christmas tree. I forgot to show you the inside of this next one. Ooh, wishing I were there to give you a hug. Oh, that's awesome. And then the inside of this one, A Very Merry Christmas, has season's greetings. And I love how we've got the two traditional holiday colors there on the inside. I want a very, okay, these embellishments are my favorite. That was actually what I was looking for to put on the top of the candles, but that's all right. And then there's a beautiful gold star. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. My comments are not refreshing. Okay. Then we've got, oh my goodness, it's a shaker card. But not only is it a shaker card, it's a snow globe. Oh, and then look at this beautiful ribbon with the little poofies on the side. So cute. Then on the inside, we have a double mat, which I love. Okay. Then we have, ooh. Okay, so I'm digging this Argyle plaid off to the side and a die cut of some beautiful glitter. Merry Christmas. On the inside, we've got, may all of your days be full of cheer. Love that. Okay. Ooh. Love me some snowflakes. Wow, this is stunningly beautiful. I love the rhinestones. These are another of my favorite embellishments. Wishing you a bright and beautiful Christmas. And then on the inside, we've got Happy Holidays. Love that. Okay. Ooh, more of my favorite rhinestones, just in a different color. Okay, we've got Joy and Love to You. Wishing you all the things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. All right, and then we have this card with a coordinating envelope. So we've got the DSP on the envelope flap. Look at these beautiful, they're like matte dots embellishments. And then we've got a belly band, and it opens up, and look at this. Isn't that incredible? Wow. Man, that DSP, this is a great way to show off all of that beautiful picturesque DSP. And look at the texture of this ribbon. That is so pretty. Okay, so there's another stunning example. And then I think we have a 2-for-1 here. So I think you get one or the other of this DSP. So either a bluebird or some cardinals. And then on the inside, we've got a stamped image of the birdie. So there you have it. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Deb Norman. Here, let's see if I can get these all on the frame, for reminding me, even after the fact, to make sure to show off the cards. I was just about to end the live stream, and I saw your comment come through. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being my brains. So here we have an inclusive look of the cards that are coming up for the Autumn Creative Escape. More details about that will be coming out soon. I'll also have a collage of these cards created as soon as I photograph them. So, and then of course we've got our cards over here. We'll just show off our beautiful birthday card for this special Deb Norman. All right. I hope you enjoyed the paper pumpkin. I hope you enjoyed the alternative. And of course, I hope you enjoyed a sneak peek. This is literally the first time I've seen all these cards. So a sneak peek at the cards that are available for the Autumn Creative Escape. This time for real, though, I am sending you sunshine, love, and big hugs your way. I hope you have an incredible night. I hope your day tomorrow is a great one. And I look forward to stamping with you again soon.